Good morning, guys. It's Tuesday. You see the hat, right? It's cold. It's like 10 degrees here, but it feels like 0. And I don't get cold easily, but I don't play with this weather. All right. So it's a terrific Tuesday, or at least it's going to be, because you're going to make it that. But today's topic is fire. So, much respect and prayers go out to the LA community that are dealing with these fires. But there's one story that keeps sticking out to me. It's about a gentleman who I believe they said he was 66 years old. And they had been told numerous times to evacuate. They needed to evacuate because the fire was coming into their neighborhood. Now, I don't pretend to even begin to understand what that would be like. But as the fire got closer and closer, this man hooked up his hose and was like, I guess, hosing the fire out. That was the flames or whatever that were trickling into his yard. Now, he lives in the house with his sister. And his sister came out to him and said, we've got to get out of here. We're not going to survive this. We have got to go. And she left. Because he refused to go. Unfortunately, he was found later. He had perished in the fire, but he still had that fire hose. And it made me start thinking, you know, I don't know what was going through his head, but in my head, I'm like, sorry about that. In my head, I'm like, why did you stay? You had all these warnings. Your own sister who lives with you is telling you, let's get out of here. Surely you couldn't have thought that that fire hose could battle a raging wildfire. And I don't know what he was thinking, but I do not sit in judgment of him. Rest in peace. But I did think about us and how many fires are raging sometimes in our own lives. And we won't listen to people, and we refuse help because we're holding on to our pride, or we're holding on to something that we think is more valuable than our lives. Let me break it down for you. Some of us are drowning or being surrounded by the fire of financial burdens. And instead of reaching out, and no, I'm not saying reaching out and borrowing money, reaching out to a financial advisor, somebody that can stop the bleed, somebody that can stop the burn, or listening to somebody say, hey, Carla, you probably need to give Amazon a break. You need to go on a fast. Or, you know, you guys don't need to spend the money on that. You're already struggling. We don't want to hear it. We want to do what we want to do. And our pride says, hey, I can handle this. I'll just move this bill to next month and move this one to then. And I'll rob Peter to pay Paul. And eventually it catches up. Or those of us that want to drown our sorrows in alcohol or in food instead of going to AA, instead of talking to somebody. Those of us who know our marriage is falling apart and it's burning around us, and we won't go and talk to a marriage counselor. We won't talk to our spouse. Those of us that found solace in food, and instead of going to a dietitian or talking to the doctor because you realize that these diets you keep trying are just not doing it. Instead, we let the fire continue to rage around us, and eventually it breaks us down. It stresses us out. And for some of us, it kills us. Some of us get so deep in depression and stress over these very things that we can't take it anymore. And we end up dying inside. We end up dying physically. What is it that's keeping you from moving forward? What is it that you're holding on to so tightly that you'd be willing to give your life for? And even if it's something that's important to you, is it worth your life? Is it worth your health? Is it worth your family? Ask yourself that. And when you get the warning signs and you get the noise that's telling you to evacuate, to go get help, to go somewhere where you can be safe and rethink and regroup, listen. There are too many people dying. Do you know that stress not only causes you mental anguish, but it can cause you to gain weight? And I don't mean just by eating. There's like a hormonal thing. I've been studying this lately. Guys, don't allow our ego, don't allow things that we feel are important to hold on to. Don't allow it to cost you to lose everything. If you need help, ask for help. And then be willing to accept that help. It's as simple as that. I know that sounds simplistic, but it's definitely a step in the right direction, because too many of us have spent too much time bringing a water hose to a wildfire. I really hope this message helped you. I just really think about it, because I think we all have those things that we are holding on to so tightly that it's going to end up killing us or destroying us in one way or another. All right. So you guys have a great day. Make Tuesday terrific. And be good to each other. Bye.